Done.
Thank you very much. Right. All right, so I'm the last presenter. So I'm going to be the dessert on the menu. So what I'm going to have a look at is e-learning, m-learning, virtual reality, augmented reality, artificial intelligence, 5IR, blockchain, and IEEE. Hey, right, there's just a quick joke just to get everyone awake again. Not that everyone is asleep, but just to yeah, have a laugh. All right, we are going to start with e-learning. Now, most of us think e-learning is quite new. It's not actually that new, because in 1960, the first computerized training program was developed. But yeah, that was for a big company, but we actually started with e-learning in the 2000s. Now, you don't need to know the date. It's just for yourself, for interest's sake, that it's coming quite from early 2000s that we are knowing about e-learning. Okay, so the definition of e-learning, it refers to the electronic learning, the use of technology to deliver educational content and training remotely. Okay, some everyday examples include online courses, webinars, language learning apps, YouTube tutorials, virtual classrooms, and I'm sure you can also name quite a few. But yeah, those are the most important ones. Okay, some advantages of e-learning. Um, More flexibility and accessibility. You can study whenever, wherever it's convenient for you. It's more cost effective, but you can't just say cost effective in the exam. You need to say why. So you don't need to commute to your classes. You can do it wherever you are. Okay, more free time because the schedule isn't that dictated. You can spend more time doing things that you want. You can have an increased course variety. You don't need to enroll only at one institution. You can enroll for different courses at the same time. Personalized education, that means that if you are maybe shy or a little bit um, drawn back or not that outspoken, you will easily or you will be more comfortable to partake in class discussions. Then also, um, most of the time, not always, but sometimes you will get immediate feedback after writing a test or an exam because everything is online. And if it's marked online, then you will get immediate feedback. A few disadvantages. It can be difficult to keep a student's attention when they are using a computer. Okay, not really only a student. A lot of people, when they are working on the computer and they need to study, there are so many other things that you can also think of doing. And you normally think, okay, I can do it while I'm busy, but it doesn't always work like that. Right, muscular injuries and vision problems can arise when students spend too much time using the computer. It's also very rare to find a school that has enough computers for every learner. Okay, there is also a chance of cyberbullying. Some people might find it that they don't get time to relax because they always sit in front of the computer and they're always busy on the computer. Many people don't own computers and can't access e-learning. E-learning is dependent on internet access. Okay, I saw a hand just now, but yeah, I think we will try to, if you can't put your question in the chat, we will discuss it just afterwards. All right, just a few questions about e-learning. It's not always from papers, but yeah, it will give you an idea of what can be asked, or even an idea of the specific concept for you as well. Okay, what is e-learning? E-learning, it's the short for electronic learning, and it refers to the use of electronic devices and the internet to deliver educational content and facilitate learning outside of the traditional classroom setting. Okay, just three examples or examples of advantages. Um, you don't need to commute, so you're saving. You've got a wide range of courses that you can access. You can have the ability to learn at your own pace, but yeah, also there are quite a few extras that you can think of. I'm sure of that. Two potential disadvantages: the lack of access to technology, um, potential lack of guidance or input or feedback or monitoring from a teacher. You are dependent on your electricity. That's quite an issue, especially in our beautiful country. The sun is so bright, we don't need that much electricity, they say. Feelings of being isolated, the lack of human contact, and also health-related concerns because of long hours of sitting, etc. But I promise you, we are not going to sit very long here today. We are looking at the end as well. So no health-related concerns for today. Okay, how can e-learning be personalized? Um, Platforms often use algorithms and data analysis to customize content, assessments, recommendation based on individual learning preferences and progress. And then lastly, any two common e-learning platforms, you know them: Udemy, Khan Academy, and we've got Moodle. You might have heard Moodle, the name, and some others as well. All right, then the next concept, M-learning. Okay, here from the pictures already, you can see what is M-learning. It's not a master of learning. It's using mobile devices for learning. So the definition there, it speaks for itself. M-learning involves the use of mobile devices like smartphones and tablets for learning. Okay, some everyday examples. You get educational apps, some podcasts that you can listen to, flashcard apps, ebooks, and some learning games, language learning games, and quite a few others as well. Few advantages. A big advantage is that you can move around. It's the portability and convenience of M-learning. You've got learning on the go, personalized learning. We looked at it just now. Accessibility of the curriculum for everyone, and also shorter response time, especially when marking is done online. It's possible for you to get your results immediately. Actually, there's quite a few disadvantages, but you don't need to know all of them. Okay, they won't ask you more than three, I would say. But yeah, there's quite a few: limited screen size, connectivity issues, limited storage capacity, data input may be slower on mobile devices. Mobile devices can be easily lost or stolen, and quite a few others, but we are not going to read through all of that. Just quite some questions. What is M-learning? It's mobile learning. It's a form of e-learning that takes place on mobile devices. So three advantages of M-learning. It offers convenience, accessibility, and the ability to learn anywhere, anytime. How can M-learning be interactive? M-learning can incorporate interactive elements like quizzes, games, discussions, etc. Two popular M-learning apps, Duolingo, Khan Academy, and there are also quite a few others. How does M-learning benefit corporate training? It's ideal for corporate training as it allows employees to access resources, training material while traveling, working abroad, working remotely, etc. Right, then the next one we are going to have a look at virtual reality. Okay, virtual reality, it's quite new. It's new, quite a new concept, and it's very important to know exactly what is virtual reality, especially for exam purposes. It is computer-generated simulation of a 3D environment that users can interact with using specialized hardware. Okay, some examples that will also give you a nice idea of what is virtual reality. Virtual tours. So you can sit in your classroom and you can visit the Eiffel Tower, for example. Um, Gaming that's being used by using virtual reality technology, training simulations, medical training, and also architectural walkthroughs. Okay, that you are um, maybe your school is lucky enough to have a website, and you can have a virtual reality video that is showing you the inside of the school, for example. You don't need to be at the school. Some advantages: immersive learning experiences, safe and controlled environments for training, enhance engagement and retention. Virtual reality creates immersive and realistic experiences by simulating three-dimensional environments. In architecture and design, virtual reality enables professionals to create 3D models and walkthroughs of building and interiors. Some disadvantages: high cost of equipment or even programs to create virtual reality videos. Motion sickness, that's for the user. Limited content availability. Accidents can occur. Maybe you're playing a game, a kickboxing game, and you might trip or fall while you're busy in your game. Okay, few questions. What is virtual reality? Technology that immerses users in a computer-generated three-dimensional environment, often using a headset and controllers. How is virtual reality used in education? It can create immersive simulations and experiences that help learners visualize complex concepts, historical events, scientific phenomena, or even visiting different places. What industries other than education use VR? It's used in gaming, healthcare, architecture, entertainment, and this is just to name a few. Two challenges of virtual reality adoption in education: the cost of virtual reality equipment. It can be expensive to get the specialized equipment, content development, ensuring equitable access to VR experiences for all the students. Okay, and then lastly, what is a 360-degree video in VR? It allows users to view videos from any angle that is created in the virtual reality environment to make it more realistic. Then the next one, augmented reality. Okay, from the pictures, we can see every time the person is in that specific place. All right. So the definition of augmented reality overlays digital information on the real world through devices like smartphones or augmented reality glasses. So that means that you are at a specific place and you are looking through the glasses or through your smartphone at the specific point, seeing more information. Okay, some examples include Pokemon Go, um, IKEA Place, navigation apps, educational um, augmented reality apps, and also augmented retail. Now, this is a quite nice example because the augmented reality retail is, for example, that you can see how would you look, for example, in that specific dress or with that specific hair color. Okay. All right. So few advantages: enhances real world experiences, interactive learning, useful for practical training. Um, apps can allow users to visualize how furniture would look in their homes, or even how a specific color would look on your bedroom wall. Help technicians and workers visualize complex equipment. It can display live navigation directions, translate foreign language signs, or even provide information about products when shopping at certain stores. Some disadvantages: development and implementing AR applications can be expensive. AR glasses or smartphones with AR capabilities are more costly than just your ordinary phone, for example. Okay, limited hardware adoption, data privacy concerns, potential distractions. Um, because it is still evolving, there are not many shops, for example, participating in this, or there's also limited applications available, limited content is that's not available yet. AR can be distracting, especially when used in situations where the user's attention should be on the real world. So you're not going to drive your bicycle while using AR glasses. Okay, eyes must be on the road. Okay, now we are going to have a look at what the difference is between virtual reality and augmented reality. Now, with the first picture, you can see augmented reality, you are looking at a building. Now, with that specific building, there are some more information. It means that you are looking at the building, but now you are looking through the glasses at the building. With virtual reality, you don't need to be at the building. Okay, this is one picture, the one picture showing through your smart device. The other side, you are at the same place, but you are looking at another picture. You're not seeing what you are looking was previously looking at. Now that is virtual reality. When you are making use of your virtual reality device and you are looking at another nice picture of someone's diving, looking at the fish, but you are not inside the water. Just a few differences. With virtual reality, it creates a completely immersive digital information environment that users can interact with. With augmented reality, it overlays digital content onto the real world, allowing users to interact with both the digital and physical environment simultaneously. Okay, VR isolates users from the real world. AR maintains awareness of the real world. VR is commonly used for gaming, simulations, training, um, being in a virtual world. AR is often used for applications like navigation, education, remote access, real-world experience with contextual information. VR typically requires specialized headsets. AR can be experienced through various devices, for example, your smartphone. If it is AR connected. Okay, VR environments are often solitary, where AR is designed for use in the real world. Okay, just a few augmented reality questions. AR overlays digital information such as images, videos, or 3D models onto the real world using devices like smartphones or AR glasses. How can AR be used in education? Can enhance learning by providing interactive and context-rich information. Um, what is the difference between AR and VR? We looked at it just now. VR immerses users in a fully virtual environment, um, where AR enhances the real world with the digital. Um, some popular apps for augmented reality, Pokemon Go, Snapchat filters, educational apps like Google's AR expeditions, etc. One example how AR can be used in retail industry. There are quite a few virtual try-ons, looking for different hairstyles, product visualization, extra information about products, etc. Then the next one, artificial intelligence. Now, artificial intelligence, that's not medication that you can take before writing an exam. Let's look at what is artificial intelligence exactly. It involves the use of computer systems to perform tasks that typically require human intelligence. Okay, some everyday examples, um, recommendation systems, virtual assistants, chatbots, autonomous vehicles, predictive text. So many people might say, yeah, they are not making use of artificial intelligence, but every one of you that's on WhatsApp or any other form of chat application will know sometimes it's fixing your errors, your spelling errors, or providing you with um, phrases or words that your specific device think you might use in that sentence. And that is artificial intelligence. Some advantages: personalized learning. It can analyze user behavior and preferences to tailor content. Um, automation of administrative tasks. Um, artificial intelligence excels in processing and analyzing vast amounts of data at a speed that is impossible for humans to match, analyzing student data for insights, and it can also make accurate predictions and forecasts based on historical data. Just a few disadvantages. It has the potential to automate tasks traditionally performed by humans, and that will lead to concerns about job displacement and unemployment. Lack of human touch. Um, it might be bias in algorithms because algorithms are written um, according specific specifications, and also um, equipment used um, as well as programs to create artificial intelligence apps can be of high initial costs. Just a few questions around artificial intelligence. What is artificial intelligence? It refers to the simulation of human intelligence in machines, enabling them to perform tasks like learning, problem solving, and decision making. How is AI used in education? It can personalize learning experiences, automate administrative tasks, provide data-driven insights for educators to provide or improve on instruction. What are some artificial intelligence powered educational tools? Some examples include Dreambox, AI-driven chatbots for student support, and also one must remember this, especially doing PAT. There are programs that can detect plagiarism, for example, Turnitin. What is machine learning? A subset of artificial intelligence. Is the subset of artificial intelligence that focuses on training algorithms to learn patterns from data and make predictions or decisions without explicit programming. How is AI applied in healthcare, for example, for diagnosing diseases, drug discovery, patient monitoring, and streamlining administrative processes? How is AI applied in the motor industry? Um, you already heard about the self-driven cars, companies like Tesla using algorithms and machine learning and computer vision um, to make a car move by itself, to make driving decisions, navigate safely, and also perceive the surroundings. Then the next one, 5IR. Okay, already we are at the fifth industrial revolution. Okay, if you listen to the news, they are still talking about the fourth industrial revolution. But yeah, we are already with the fifth industrial revolution. And you see here, we are taking hands with artificial intelligence. It represents the fusion of technologies like artificial intelligence, um, Internet of Things, and advanced robotics in industry and education. Some examples that's already out there: smart manufacturing, healthcare, wearables, smart cities, quantum computing, biotechnology advancements, etc. Advantages: advanced automation of robotics, reducing the need for human labor in dangerous, repetitive, or mundane tasks. Revolutionary changes in education, advanced skill development, economic growth by creating new industries, jobs, and markets, and also global connectivity. Some disadvantages: technological unemployment. We talked about that already. Because it's getting so advanced, it might lead to job displacement. Privacy concerns. extensive data collection and surveillance, potential infringing and individual privacy, also the potential of inequality, critical infrastructure system, healthcare systems can be attacked by cyber threats. And then lastly, the environmental issues, such as more electronic waste, more energy consumption, as well as resource depletion. Just a few questions there. We are just going to look at one or two. What is the fifth industrial revolution? We talked about that. It represents the fusion of technology. And then how does 5IR differ from 4IR? 5IR builds upon the digital revolution by integrating physical, biological, and digital systems in ways that were not previously possible. Two potential impacts may lead to job displacement, cybersecurity issues, new opportunities may arise, etc. But you can have a look at some of the others. Then the next one, blockchain. Okay, now if you hear the word blockchain, you might think immediately Bitcoin. But it's not only Bitcoin, but we will have a look at that just now. Keep this picture in mind when we are going through these few slides. Okay. Blockchain is decentralized distributed ledger technology designed to make it impossible to hack and use for secure transactions and transparent data management. All right, that is very short. Okay. If you look underneath here, it's quite small. You might not be able to see that, but it's fine. You are going to look at it in your own time. That is a more comprehensive definition for blockchain. Okay, some everyday examples include cryptocurrency, also supply chain transparency, voting systems, also it can represent physical assets like real estate, art, and digital tokens on blockchain. Also, smart contracts can be created by making use of blockchain. Okay. Some advantages. Data security, very important. Reduce fraud, credential verification. For example, the real estate industry, smart contracts can automatically transfer ownerships and funds. Blockchain's decentralized nature means that no single entity has control over the network. Okay, and then blockchain eliminates the need for intermediaries and streamline variances. Okay, so from these advantages, let's look at what is blockchain exactly. Okay, you want to send money from one place to another. Okay, so the transaction is requested. Okay, you are doing the transaction. Then that transaction is represented in a block. Okay, from that block, it will go to every user that is in that specific blockchain. And that those users, or they're also talking about nodes, are verifying if this transaction is valid. Okay, if all of them say, yes, it's a valid transaction, then the transaction will go through. Okay, so that is how blockchain is working. Some disadvantages, many blockchain network, especially those using proof of work, consensus mechanisms like Bitcoin require significant computer computational power, large computer software, etc. The decentralized nature of blockchain can make it difficult to regulate and control. Um, Scalability issues: as more transactions are added to blockchain, the size of the blockchain grows, and the time it takes to validate and record transactions can increase. It can be interacting with blockchain technology that can be challenging for non-technical users. And then often, not always, but transaction on blockchain um, transactions are irreversible. So if the money went through, it's out of your hands. Okay. Oh, just a few questions. What is blockchain? Um, Decentralized and distributed digital ledger. Digital ledger, as you already work quite hard in Access. Access is a database. This is also like a database, but with a database, the records are stored um, in rows and columns, okay, for the fields and for the individual records. Here, with blockchain, it works more or less the same, but it's stored in blocks. Okay, how is blockchain used in finance? Um, it is used for cryptocurrency transactions and for creating more efficient and transparent financial systems. Transparent means everyone in that network must be able to see the transaction and verify that it is actual, a real transaction and valid. What is a smart contract? It is a self-executing contract with terms of the agreement directly written into the code and automatically enforces and executes. Okay, you can also have a look at some of the other questions as well, the other question there. Okay, so that we can get to the last point, the 802.11. All right, so for many, when we talk 802.11, especially for your friends that's not as privileged as you are to have CAT, okay, if you talk like that, they are going to say, wow, so you learn a lot. All right, so if you see those, then you immediately know we are talking about Wi-Fi. Okay, and of course, the Wi-Fi standards. Okay, I just want to show you quickly. Okay, if we look at this one slide, I don't know if it will be clear for you, but if you get the slide, you will see